class. So today we are going to talk about body temperature and metabolism. So first we will discuss about body temperature, then afterward metabolism. So very important topic. So basically body temperature is not maintained in one level. According to the external environment, it will changes. Okay. So how the temperature is produced, okay, how the temperature is lost, heat is lost, and okay, and how the continuously we are gaining temperature. So these are the things we have to know about that. Basically, temperature is also related to electrohomeopathy also and our acupuncture also. Okay, so because heat is gaining from the circulation of blood. Okay, so basically, during every moment of our lives, our cells are breaking down food molecules to obtain ATP, adenosine triphosphate, for energy requiring cellular process. Naturally, you are not aware of process of cell respiration, but we may be aware of one of the products, energy in the form of heat. The human body is indeed warm, and its temperature is regulated very preciously. So we cannot stand barefoot on the ice of Antarctica for months in winter, as penguins do. We can adapt to and survive a wide range of environmental temperature. This chapter discusses the regulation of body temperature and also metabolism, which is the total of all reactions that take place within the body. These reactions include the energy releasing ones of cell respiration and energy requiring ones such as protein synthesis or DNA synthesis for mitosis. As you will see, body temperature and metabolism are inseparable. So both are related to each other, body temperature and metabolism. Because after metabolism, only the energy production will happen in the form of heat. So heat is giving you temperature. So metabolism and temperature both are related to each other. So first we will discuss about body temperature. Body temperature. The normal range of human body temperature is 96.5 to 99.5 Fahrenheit. So already know that in a 1992 study suggested a slightly lower average or oral temperature. Oral temperature may be decreased. You should check the oral 98.2, in axilla 98.6. But everyone is seen to prefer the traditional average temperature. Within a 24-hour period, an individual temperature fluctuates 1 degree to 2 degree with the lowest temperature occurring during sleep. So during sleep, our body temperature is 1 to 2 degrees are low. In the whole 24-hour cycle, so it is only slightly 1 to 2 degrees are fluctuated. Okay. So there are the number of reasons we have. If the person is old age, his temperature is different. If the person is infant, if the baby infants, their temperature is different. The person who is working, their temperature is some slightly different. If they are patients, their temperature also different. So they are slightly differentiate temperature according to the age, person, working person, and infant, children, young, and adult, and as well as old. So basically, how the heat produced? This is the question. First, how the heat is production happening. Okay, let's study about that. Cell respiration, the process that release energy from food to produce ATP. So basically, cell respiration, intake of energy. To take and to need energy, it will produce ATP. Okay, ATP. ATP is a form of energy. To produce heat as one of its energy products, although cell respiration take place constantly. Many factors influence the rate of this process. So how the cell produce, let's study about that. The hormone thyroxine. So the thyroxine, this is the hormone which is secreted by thyroid gland. Okay. T3, also known as T3, produced by thyroid gland, increases the rate of cell respiration, heat production. So T3 is necessary for what? For cell respiration and heat production. So this is very important, cell respiration and heat production. The secretion of thyroxine is regulated by the body's rate of energy production, the metabolic rate itself. Okay, so it will regulate, means we need balance. Okay, so thyroxine will do at this level, at this level, at this level, at this level, at this level. So we maintain the same level of metabolism, cell respiration, heat production. Okay, when the metabolic rate decreases, the thyroid gland is stimulated to secrete more thyroid. So if the metabolism is going this level, okay, suddenly it decreases. So again, thyroxine will come and it will increase the metabolic rate. Same. If it decreases, again thyroxine will come and increase. So to maintain the cell respiration and heat production, we need thyroxine, T3 hormone, which is secreted by thyroid gland. As thyroxine increases, the cell rate of cell respiration, a negative feedback mechanism inhibits further secretion until metabolic rate decreases again. So it is not continually increases. If a thyroxine is continuously is coming, the cell respiration will increases. Heat production also increases. This much wave is coming. So again, the thyroxine is decreased. Again, it will decrease, and again thyroxine increases the respiratory cell respiration and heat production. So that much the continuation of cell respiration and heat production will happen. Thyroxine is secreted whenever there is need for increased cell respiration and is probably the most important regulator day-to-day energy production. So on a daily basis, whenever our cell need cell respiration and heat production, the thyroxine increases. If the amount of cell respiration and heat production is not required, then again thyroxine is decreased. So first thing, heat production is how happening with the help of thyroxine hormone. So you can understood with that in the hypothyroid, what will happen? In the hypothyroid, thyroid is not working properly. Reason of thyroid glands is very less thyroxine, T3, T4. So T3 is less. So what will happen? Cell respiration less, cell respiration less, then heat production is less. Then the person feels very fatigued, very weakness, tired, and they have pain in the muscles, backache, neck pain. Everything will happen. What will happen? We have to stimulate thyroid gland. Please increase your gland secretion. Okay. So this is the first thing. Second is this, whenever we are in stress condition, we know that epinephrine and non-epinephrine, adrenaline and non-adrenaline, which is secreted by adrenal gland, which are present on the above of the posterior of the kidney. Okay. So what will they do? They will activate the sympathetic nervous system. So what they do? They will increase the cell respiration. Epinephrine increase the cell respiration, and especially in organs such as heart, skeletal muscle, liver. Sympathetic stimulation also increases the activity of these organs. The increased production of ATP to meet the demands of the stress situation also means that more heat will be produced. So who will release adrenaline gland release epinephrine, adrenaline. So what will happen? It will increase the cell respiration and heat production. Okay, so this is very, very important. Okay, so First thing is thyroxine, and second is epinephrine. So whenever we are in stressful condition, so now I want to go very fastly. We have to run very fastly. So in the playground, I have to run to catch the ball. So it is also a stressful condition. So what our brain do? Brain orders adrenal gland will release epinephrine, epinephrine will increase cell respiration and heat protection. Okay. Next, organs that are normally activated are significant source of heat when the body is in rest. The skeletal muscle, for example, are usually in state of slight contraction called muscle tone because even slight contraction requires ATP. The muscles are also producing heat. This amounts to about 20% of the body heat at rest and much more during exercise when more ATP is produced. So basically, the other third one, which is producing heat, that is our own muscles. So whenever we are working, the heat is producing. But when we are resting, at that time also muscles need energy. So at that time, they are in contraction, some sort of contraction. If I am relaxed, those muscles which are non-functional, functional are relaxing. But we have to contract or relax. Relaxed muscles are also in a function. So they are producing the ATP. So at this level also, our body is producing heat and we are getting heat. Okay. The liver. Third one is the liver also producing ATP to supply energy for function. So total body, 20% of heat is produced by our liver. Okay. So here we discussed first is thyroxine, very, very important. Next in epinephrine and our muscles and liver. Fourth, whatever we intake the food, we are eating the food, we are taking food. So that also increases the heat production. It's because of the metabolic activity. Whatever enzymes, whatever uh, digestive juices entering into the digestive tract or in stomach. So they are trying to digest the food. So in that process also heat is produced. Okay. Next, fifth one, change in body temperature also an effect on metabolic rate in heat production. This becomes clinically important when a person has a fever. And abnormally high blood temperature, the high temperature increases the metabolic rate, which increases heat production and elevates body temperature further. Thus, the high fever may trigger the vicious cycle of ever increasing heat production. Fever is discussed later in this chapter. So basically, change in temperature also will increase or decrease the heat production. So we have 5 steps. One is thyroxine, very, very important. So I discuss in detail. Second is epinephrine, also very important. Third is our muscles and liver. And fourth is whatever food we take. And fifth is change in environment. So with these 5 steps, the heat is producing. So how the heat is lost? So heat is producing, we have to lose that heat. Because if heat is produced constantly, so only production is happening, but we are not utilizing. We have to utilize those heat. So after utilizing, we have to access extra amount of heat. Okay, how this happens? We already studied. Here we have the box also very, very, very important. Like summary, you can understood this. We have thyroxine, epinephrine, skeletal muscles, liver, food intake, high body temperature. These are the 4 to 5 steps. So we lost this help of skin, heat loss with the help of skin, heat loss with the help of respiratory tract. Already I have discussed these things. Okay, but here I will discuss in short. So basically, what will happen? So excess amount, if the body uh, heat is produced by the cell, it is circulated in the blood circulation. So whenever the blood capillaries or which are attached to the skin, they are receiving the amount of blood. So what will happen? Our skin have pores and we have the gland, sebaceous gland, and we have sweat glands. So what will happen if the amount of heat is excess? So what will happen in the blood circulation? The blood is reaching to the capillaries of the skin, in that the high amount of heat is there. So what will happen? It will activate more sebaceous gland, more sweat gland, more sebaceous gland, and more sweat gland. So what will happen? They release excess amount of sweat. There is excess amount of sebaceous gland, sweat or sebaceous. So what will happen? So we will have large amount of sweating. Okay, large amount of sweating. So who is the person having more heat? They have more sweat. Okay, so this is very, very important. Okay, next we have by the means of breathing. We also know that, so when the carbon dioxide is releasing, so the capillaries, the production of heat is circulating in the blood circulation. So with the help of it is reached to the capillaries. With the help of the capillaries, extra amount of heat is converted into vapor. Vapor, from the vapor, it is attached to the airways. From that area, the extra amount of heat is expelled with along with carbon dioxide. So you can put your hand on the nostrils and you can absorb during fever, during fever, or not in fever, in normal or normal, whenever you are in normal condition. Okay, you can see your breathing. So it is slightly warm because the heat is expelled through the carbon dioxide. Okay, these are the two things very, very important. And extra amount is also excreted with the help of urinary system and as well as digestive tract. With the help of the blood is circulated to the kidney. Kidney have capillaries. So whatever extra amount of heat is produced, so they have to filter large amount of blood. So large amount of blood is produced, so they have to excrete the high amount of urine, what is produced by the kidney. So it is expelled. Whenever you can observe in during summer, your urine will come in pale in color, yellow in color, or slightly dark yellow in color. Okay, so and there is heatness. You have burning sensation sometimes because of you doesn't drink the water properly. Okay, so this is how our body expel the heat. Now regulation, production is happen, and expellation is also happen. Now regulation of body temperature. Okay, regulation of body temperature.